All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am super excited for this. I've been waiting for this for a while. We've been talking about this Bitcoin Not Bombs Pro Peace meme contest for a long time, about a month now. So I'm glad to be here. I am Daniel Brown from the Me and BTC podcast that goes out through Liberty.me. So maybe you guys have listened. And I'm here with John Stewart. What's up, John?
Hey, how's it going?
He's my favorite co-host. Tim's not here, and he's my third favorite or second favorite. So John beats him out. And Drew Phillips from Bitcoin Not Bombs. How's it going, Drew?
Hey, it's going really well. Thanks for having me here.
Awesome. Well, yeah, no, we're so glad to have you. And Daryl Perry is here, but he's muted at the moment, so he will jump in whenever he jumps in. Daryl was an entrant in the meme contest, the Pro Peace meme contest, so we invited him along just for the chat, to say hi, to talk about the contest, and pretty much anything he wants to. So,
He says,
well,
just going to listen, got a slow connection. That's
oh,
what he said.
cool, no problem. Well, if you ever want to jump in, go for it. Well, before we do get to the winners, this is the announcement show. We're gonna announce the winners. They haven't gone out anywhere yet. So really excited. This will be the first time you guys will see all the winners. We'll show them right here on the screen for some fun, some laughs, some Liberty talk, who knows what. So that's coming up. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about what the heck the contest even is. Why did it start? And what was it for? So I'm actually going to let Drew take that one away because he's kind of been running it. He has the whole story with antiwar.com and Google. So, Drew, why don't you give us a few minutes? Tell us what the heck this contest is even about.
Sure. So maybe a month and a half ago, around the 20th, I think, of last month, Anti-War uses Google AdSense as a revenue stream from for their website. They run Google Ads on various blog pages, and you'll see them. You used to see them there. And what happened was Google decided that a page, an 11-year-old blog post of images from Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq, this blog post of these images was up on their website for the last 11 years since that story broke. That this page violated their violence and gore policy. And even though they were supposed to give them a 72-hour warning for them to correct the images or to take them down or to come in compliance with their violence and gore policy, they decided to just hastily suspend their Google AdSense account. So they didn't even follow their own guidelines, and they acted hastily. So that set off anti-war. That was a frustrating moment because they at the time relied on Google AdSense as a revenue stream for their website. The site was suspended, and there was never an option for them to delete the photos. Those are important for everyone to see. If you're not familiar with the atrocities committed in the name of freedom, well, you can go look at those photos and see what awful things are done in the name of this country. So it's important that they stay up there. They're not pleasant to look at, but they're going to remain. Anti-war was not going to waver on that point. So, within the next few days, and as the story sort of developed, and it caught some national attention, and Gawker and anti-war staff was able to make a statement, and reaffirm that they weren't going to take the images down. We decided that it would be, good to call attention to this and to point out Google's heavy hand and poke fun at them for that. And we created a contest, a meme contest. Pretty lax guidelines. We didn't, have too much of what the rules were. Anything, just anything pro-peace, and anything that took a slight at Google. And someone, Dan Sanchez from Mises University, came up with a hashtag "Don't expose evil," right? Because Google's old slogan used to be "Don't be evil." And so that was sort of the theme of it. Some people chose to run with that. Some people just made pro-peace memes. I can tell you that the judges, at least at the top tier, they were really looking for stuff that was anti-Google and really wanted to. That was the satisfaction they wanted and why they put up the prize money in the first place. So we're going to find out tonight that the top three winners are actually all were related to Google and related to the Don't Expose Evil meme or hashtag that Dan came out with. And so there was actually a lot of good reporting. I mentioned Dan Sanchez because he did a quite lengthy piece on Anti-War's blog and on his Medium page. I don't have it handy or forget the title, but he did a pretty detailed analysis of the censorship, or at least the unfair treatment of Google to other blogs, not just anti-war, but other outlets that carried this story and carried these images, and they shut down a few people, a few different outlets' accounts. So this is I don't know if it's censorship as much as it's selective enforcement, but it certainly shows that Google, maybe there was just a busybody who wanted to push some paperwork and wanted to had a personal vendetta, but I think a pattern is starting to form that suggests this is censorship, and that Google would like to decide what is journalism, what is newsworthy, what is there for the people to see. So I love Google. There's a lot of great products that they make. We're on Google right now.
Yeah.
It's sort of self-defeating, I think, that we're using Google Hangouts, but still, it's a great company. They make a lot of great products that I find very useful, and a lot of other people do. I'm an Android user, so I'm sort of married to them. But this made me think twice, and I've thought for a long time, is it time to get rid of my Google account? And I've never signed up for an AdSense account because I didn't feel like it would go anywhere, and I felt like, why would I sign up for their terms of service when this is the kind of service I'm going to get? So I think I was right on that. But like I said, anti-war really used that as a revenue stream. It was an important part of keeping the lights on at anti-war. So the benefit, of the whole situation is that individuals and companies, liberty-minded companies, step forward to purchase advertising on anti-war, and there's still slots available if there are people out there who are willing to put their name on what is a radical organization. Seen by some as a radical organization. To me, it seems like sort of a normal, run-of-the-mill organization that's fighting for peace around the world, and something that I support. But a lot of people see it as a radical cause and sort of edgy, and wouldn't want to support that, and certainly wouldn't want to have their name on it. But plenty of companies did step up and were willing to buy advertising space, and so that's great. And so anti-war is moving along and doing the best they can, and it's actually been a boom for them. And hopefully they'll. Once they level out, they'll be able to keep that revenue stream going for their blog and for their website, which is gets quite a bit of traffic daily, weekly, monthly, quite larger than most other libertarian blogs out there. So a lot of people are reading it, especially when different events, wars break out. Their traffic really spikes, and so it's a really important resource to have. Somebody constantly in the trenches keeping a check on the mainstream media and excuse me, and reporting on imperialism around the world. So it's a big site, it's a big task. They have a small staff and a shoestring budget, but they make it work, and it's important for them to keep the lights on and pay the hosting and that sort of stuff. So it's worked out all in all, and I think the contest, I think the anti-war staff was fairly pleased with the contest and the attention we drew to the issue, and also the results, these images that we're about to share. They're all very good in their own way. And they've been all over social media for the last 2 weeks and prior, and will continue to be pushed out on social media. So, and one of the reasons why the contest made so much sense is, as I mentioned, these images from Abu Ghraib are not very pleasant to look at. So I thought it was significant to have something that is pleasant to look at to share this story with. So that we succeeded in that sense, that we have a lot of great new images to share.
Yeah, I remember you told us. When you were on our podcast, you told us, everybody's like, why you got to be anti-war, anti-this and anti-that? Which, I mean, yeah, we are anti-war, but let's make it pro-peace. Let's have a happy meme contest. So that's what a lot of these were pro-peace and a little feel-good, but some of them were anti-war too. Obviously, they kind of go hand in hand, but I do like the idea of just being pro-peace. It's a great idea.
It's actually a Gandhi quote, and I'm probably going to mess it up, but it's, when asked what is the way to peace, there is no way to peace. Peace is the way, and it's a statement of how you live your life and how, that's how I take it anyway. So sorry for butchering it, but you can go look it up. Peace is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace is just the way.
Oh yeah, that's great. Well, one more thing I want to touch on before we jump into this list, and I'll let John talk about this because John is an artist. He makes music. He plays guitar and probably 100 other instruments and makes a ton of music. And so, John, tell us. You have the Bitcoin and the Arts podcast too. So you talk about art in the Liberty sphere quite a bit. So tell us what the point of using art is. What do you think about art? What do you think about memes? Why? I'm assuming you thought this was a good idea. I know you do, but tell us why.
Yeah. Uh, well, I think it was actually the first Bitcoin and the Arts podcast I did was kind of just about why art in general is important. And I think if you look back throughout history, a lot of major events or major movements or groups of people, they kind of are identified with certain pieces of art. And I think, humans are visual creatures. It's something that we're just drawn to. So we like to have something to look at, and if we can have something to look at that's also meaningful and represents our beliefs or things about us, we really enjoy that, and we use that as a way to show us to everyone else, to show people what we believe. So I think for that reason, something like this is really important. And then as far as memes go, they're huge. I mean, memes are everywhere all over the internet, and if you want to get a message out, an easy way to get it started is with a meme. Now, obviously, that's not going to explain all the more technical or intricate parts of any kind of ideology, but it's a good way to start or to catch somebody's attention.
Yeah, definitely true. And if it's done well, then it'll catch it. 5 people's attention, and they'll retweet it, and it'll catch 5,000 people's attention. So I think that can definitely go a long
Yeah.
way, and we're seeing that happening with the contest. So I guess we are ready then. If you want to start on the list, Drew, we can. There were 10 prizes allotted. The top 3 got silver and Bitcoin and stuff like that. The next 5 were chosen by myself and John Stewart and our co-host Tim Baker, who's not here. We picked the 5 runner-ups, and they won zero point 0.1 Bitcoins, 100 millibits. And then there were 2 more chosen by AmogiMetals.com. Ninth and 10th place got a T-shirt, and then we have an honorable mention. So there's going to be a total of 11 memes that pulled ahead of the rest. And if Drew's ready, I will let you take it away, and we'll start from the bottom up and see what came out of this excitement.
Okay, I think I'm screen sharing.
All right, there I am.
There you are. Now I think we see an image.
Nice.
Do you? Okay, so this is, let's see, free feed your miner, positive art for Bitcoin. And the reason that this is the 11th runner-up honorable mention is this is all original art, or at least I'm assuming it looks like original art.
Oh yeah.
And actually, Tim from Roberts and Roberts really clued in on this one, but it didn't win one of the prizes, and that's sort of unfortunate because it's all original. And if you look at it, you can see in the top right there's 2 O's, those red sort of trumpets coming out. Those are the O's in Google. Below that, you can read #Don'tExposeEvil. Underneath that, if you look, you can actually see, I suppose they're naked bodies. You can kind of see cheeks hidden behind the lettering or the sort of maze pattern. And I think that's sort of supposed to be prisoners in Abu Ghraib. So it's an homage to that. And then the best we could determine from the bottom is that blue and purple thing is obviously a heart. It looks like there's shrapnel, either flying from it or flying into it. That might be a bullet in there. So this is all just my interpretation of it, but I really thought there was a lot of effort and thought put into this, and others noticed that. So even though it didn't win, and I say it didn't win, I might come up with a door prize for the other people that submitted, like an anti-war lapel pin or something. But so this was 11th place, and I thought it was worth noting because it is all original art.
Yeah, we spent a good while just looking at that, trying to figure out what it all was. It is really subtle and complex, so yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so there's 11th place for you. You said ninth and 10th place was a free shirt from Amaji Metals. And 10th place got awarded to this right here. Maybe it's a little too big to see it. This is from Philippe, who's a sort of well-known graphic designer in the Bitcoin space. And it's I Know What You Did Last Puppet. So obviously we have the ex-presidents there, Obama, looking feminine. Clinton, I don't really know. But that's obviously Obama, Clinton, Bush, and Reagan. I'm not sure why he skipped Daddy Bush, but there you go. If you're going to bury the truth, make sure it stays complicated, fearful, subjective, polarizing, contradictory, and patriotic. I know what you did last puppet. And then the thing that I really liked is if you see the person in the red rain suit is holding a phone, a cell phone. Maybe the viewers at home can't see that, but there's a little blue cell phone in his hands, and on that cell phone is the little Bitcoin Not Bombs logo. So I definitely noticed that. So thank you to Philippe.
So I'm going to have to ask, I feel like maybe I'll reveal too much of my youth or something, but is that a reference to something that I don't know? Is that like a classic image redone? It looks like a DVD cover or something.
It's a movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't even know that I've ever seen the movie. I've certainly seen the trailer. Maybe I did see it. It's probably fairly old, probably 10 years old, but it's I Know What You Did Last Summer, and it's about a serial killer. I wouldn't know any more than that, but it's a gore film. It's a horror film.
Okay, well that's war for you.
so there you go. I Know What You Did Last Puppet. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about your. There was another one where you were like, it was a Martian, and anyway, we'll reference that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, you obviously never saw the movie. Anyway, we'll get to that. But so that was 10th place, Philippe, and underneath, if you go to the website Bitcoin Not Bombs, you can see that there's a little label there, and that'll link to his website if you want to see some more art. And then what was 10th? What was 9th place? Did any of you remember? I do.
Right.
Somewhere. This actually the top one here. I'm going to make it bigger. So we have Don't Expose Evil, and on the left we have Don't Be Evil, Be Opposite. And I suppose that was Google's original slogan. And so it says 1998. The guy's thin and lean, right? He's punk rock. His hair's back. He's doing that. And then in 2015, he's just kind of fat and lazy. He says obey, and he's got TV monitors around him, right? So that's so I really like this one. Again, it took a swing at Google for what they were doing. So I thought, I think that was part of the criteria that a lot of people picked up on. This was the other submission by the same person. I think it's Frank Wicklement. So just a guy on Twitter who sent those in, and there you go. There's 9th place. He's going to get a free T-shirt. He or she, I suppose, I don't know. He's going to get a free T-shirt from Amaji Metals, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And then where do we go from here is the ones that y'all, I don't think, is this share, or are you still looking at the Google Doc?
We see a bunch of pictures.
Okay, good. So we'll start from last. That's.
Oh yes.
So Beverly, who did these, did a number of them. Actually, like the last 16 memes on the bottom of the page were all submitted by the same person, and she had been doing them on her blog and did them and just submitted things that she had done already. And this was the one that you guys chose, Looney Tunes, and that's obviously Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
So
I said this on our show. It's not super anti-war, not super pro-peace, but I had to pick that one because as soon as I saw it, I just laughed a lot. It just made me chuckle, so I had to pick that one.
I think it's certainly timely. I don't think we can expect, if Hillary Clinton were to win the presidency, I don't think we'd expect anything different from her. So, so yeah, there you go. That's I guess we don't order these top. They just all get 0.1 from y'all.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
really no
This is what
here.
spots 4 through 8, 4
Yeah,
through 9.
so, yeah.
8.
So next we'll go here. War is destructive, be a creator, spread love. That's a Banksy image where he's throwing flowers rather than a grenade, right? He's a little revolutionary guy and got a peace symbol. This was submitted by Pete Eyre. Some may know him from Cop Block, but several other projects and causes. So he sent in 3 or 4 different memes, and this is one that y'all really liked. So I guess that would be 7th place.
Yeah, that was a tough one. We were getting down to the wire, and there were 3 or 4 that we kept going back and forth on. it was a tough decision, but that's the one we picked. So I like it just because that is one of the clearer pro peace ones. Let's spread love. So
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that image. Someone else used that image as well, and I liked theirs as well. But this one, this was the one you all selected. So this one I liked as well. This is How Come We Play War and Not Peace? Too few role models. Bill Watterson. So I wasn't familiar with the quote, but it's certainly the image definitely defines the quote, I think.
yeah.
So we have.
John, did you say you knew what that quote was about?
Well, I don't know exactly what it's from, but Bill Watterson, I believe, is the guy who wrote all the Calvin and Hobbes comics.
Okay. Cool. Well,
I
yeah,
guess I can look that up to make sure, but I'm pretty certain.
yeah, it's definitely not. I don't know why the word fun's coming to my mind. A powerful, meaningful quote. So, yeah,
He's the Calvin and Hobbes guy. So I don't know if that's actually from one of the comics or if that's just an offhand quote, but it's a good one.
Sweet. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely really liked that one. So that was a good pick. I guess I gave away what the others were, but I like this one. War may destroy cities, but never the human spirit. And so there's a guy vending produce in front of what appears to be a demolished building.
Yeah, John, I think you said that was your favorite, right?
Yeah, this is, I think out of all of the ones that were submitted, this is probably my favorite one.
Well, my favorite thing about it is the colors. Just the contrast. Behind it, it's gray, rubble, it's a mess. And this guy, he's got the colorful human spirit. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that's one Marcella. She submitted those, so she had some other ones, but that's good. And this one, really, everybody fell in love with this one, and I'm glad this one got picked. Everybody said they thought this was the one that made them laugh out loud and snort and whatnot. So, rock, paper, drone. And,
yeah, that was one of the ones like we said, we tried to pick a variety. That one was the anti-war one. Just, this guy's gonna kill people. It makes you laugh because it's rock, paper, drone, but it's, in real life, I guess it's not funny, but it's a good meme, definitely.
Yeah, so that's if you see the box, excuse me, it's FL Activist. So that's Florida. He's at it. Steve Benson is the gentleman's name. Small businessman in Florida who does his own activism, is involved in homeless outreach, has a blog, and covers some of those stories. I believe out of the Tampa area, but I could be wrong. But so he sent in 4 or 5 as well, and they were all very good. But this one, everybody who saw them, made a comment about this one making them laugh. So I was glad to see he picked up a .1.
Right.
So that's those are the top 5 runner-ups. I guess we're to the top 3 now, right?
Yes, I guess so.
Okay, so in third place, who's winning a 5 1-ounce silver medallions, Freedom's Phoenix, branded silver medallions that have the Freedom's Phoenix bird and logo on it. So it's not just 5 ounces of silver, but 5 really nice ounces, or the Bitcoin equivalent if the person wants that. That was offered. But for third place, the prize was put up by Ernest Hancock, Freedom's Phoenix, 5 ounces of his rounds. And the winner was, I'll go all the way up here. It's up here somewhere. It was you, Daryl Perry. You won. You won 5 ounces of silver. Whoops. From Ernest Hancock for this, which is a Google search screen, I suppose, and autofill, right? And you search for expose evil, lose AdSense, get arrested, seek asylum, get 35 years in prison, get threats of life in prison, commit suicide, go to prison, torture, don't face charges, or torturers don't face charges. # don't expose evil. So I don't know what happens if you type expose evil into the Google search field, but that's what Daryl thinks should come up, and I agree with him. I think that's it. Lose AdSense account was what happened, and hopefully anti-war staff won't get arrested, seek asylum, or get 35 years in prison. But so I thought that one was pretty funny. I actually shared it early on. I think it was Daryl did 2 others that are below it, and I think this was the first one he sent in, and I shared it immediately because I laughed. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know a couple
again,
people when they first looked, they thought it was real. They thought that's what actually came up on Google, and maybe it should.
Yeah.
yeah,
We like that one a lot, but we obviously couldn't pick it because it had already been chosen.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So and just to be clear, so when anyone was chosen, all of their other means were disqualified. So no one's going to win twice, even though there were some that probably could have ended up winning twice. But so Daryl's other entries got disqualified. So, but yeah, so that was number 3, and I thought it was the simplicity of it, and again the emphasis here was really putting it to Google, so this really accomplishes that, I think. But and then we go to the second winner is 10 ounces of silver from Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. They judged this, by the way. Ernest Hancock, Tim Fry, and Roger Ver all sent their feedback as to what they thought was the best, and they hashed out the top 3 because it was their, they put up the prize money, so we let them do that. I didn't actually judge any of this. I might have quietly rooted for some on the sideline, but I didn't really have to say who won. But number 2, and this was Ernest Hancock's absolute favorite, he couldn't shut up about it, is this middle one here. I know these Google search results are not real, but ignorance is bliss. And I got to ask you, Daniel, do you know what movie this comes from?
Yeah, I've only seen the first one, and it was a while ago, but I did pick up on that one. So
Yeah, so this is obviously a reference to The Matrix. There were 3. The first one was, I know these Google search are censored, but ignorance is bliss. And then I kind of like the third one. I know these search results are not real, but fascism is bliss. And it's the opposite. He has the stake, which is the reference to the movie, but his face is covered with the Google Chrome logo there. But the center one is the winner, and that was Lysander Spooner. I don't have his name. All I have is an email address, so I can only assume that the real Lysander Spooner came back from the dead and created this meme. So
what else could it be? You can't lie
that's
on
my
the internet.
That's my assumption. So I think I know who won, but I honestly think it's the real Lysander Spooner.
I have to ask you to scroll down to the very next one, the glass one.
Oh yeah,
Easily number 2 or 3 for me. I love this one. So
yeah, glass. So you don't have to see him fearless war crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had made a suggestion that maybe this person win because both of these were very good. And again, the other entries are disqualified, but yeah, I thought this one was really good. So you can see there, Lysander Spooner. So I don't know, should we drum roll or stop sharing, or what do I do? I'll just
how do we do this? Drum roll.
Drum
I'm
roll.
sure there's a sound effects thing in Google Hangouts, I'm sure, but we'll just there we go. Daryl, oh, there it is.
Yeah, let me see if I can make this smaller. Hang on. Yeah, so that's the winner right there. Don't expose evil, Google, and there's a lot to pull out of this image. Obviously, the stars in the American flag are bombers dropping bombs. If you look carefully in the person's forehead, it does say PTSD, so we can assume this is a soldier, right? The top red stripe says NDAA. The yellow is blinding him. Don't expose evil with the Google logo word, over his eyes, blinding him. On the left there, it says 22 suicides a day, which is the statistic of returning soldiers. Bomb for democracy, torture, and drones. So he has these words on the red stripes. And then at the bottom there, that is, it's not the image, maybe it's adapted from it, but that is an image from Abu Ghraib where there was a dog and a man essentially being tortured with a dog in front of him and his hands tied behind his back. So that, I think it comes from the original image, but as far as I could tell, this would be all original art, that he did this and took, different, flags and clips of stuff and then did it together with this sort of, it has this brush feel to it, like a paintbrush almost. So I'm not sure how he created it in Photoshop. I don't assume he made it, on a canvas, but it was really good. And this, again, this looks like original art and an original concept and idea, and it takes a jab at Google. And I think everyone, the top 3 judges, all thought it was a very good entry. So here you go, 1 Bitcoin. This person's going to get 1 Bitcoin. And That's it, man. That's the 11. So we got one Bitcoin was donated from Roger Ver, a longtime supporter of anti-war and a really great guy. Tim Fry from Roberts and Roberts Brokerage was the second place sponsor with 10 ounces of silver. They're actually 5-ounce bars, or you can take the Bitcoin equivalent. Third was 5 1-ounce rounds from Freedom's Phoenix from Ernest Hancock with his logo on it, or Bitcoin equivalent. And then you guys put up half a Bitcoin, essentially 0.1 to the top 5 runner-ups, and Amaji Metals finished it off with 2 free T-shirts. So, that was probably the coolest part of the contest. Is I started with only 3 sponsors that were willing to put up some prize money, but shortly after making that blog post, I got contacted by you and Amaji, and so it just really showed that there were more people willing to jump behind anti-war and show support.
I
actually really a blessing.
I have to thank John Stewart for sending me the link to the contest. I think that was you, right, John? And that's honestly what started pretty much all this. We got you on the show. We were able to donate. We were able to pick winners and promote it as much as we could. I think that was 90% due to John Stewart just sending me a link. So
I don't remember that, but I'll take credit for it.
Yeah, well, I thought it was, but I don't know.
Well, I'll say thanks, John.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember a lot of things, so it may have been.
Daryl confirms our opinion. He says definitely the best to the winner there. And Mike Reed over in the Liberty.me chat also says, I love that Google one. I guess there were a bunch of Google ones, but I'm assuming he means the winner. So, and also Daryl says he'll take the BTC. So.
Oh, he doesn't want the Freedom's Phoenix. I'll tell you, the silver rounds might have a little bit of numismatic value because they're custom. They're a limited supply. Ernie only has so many of these, so you may want to rethink that. But it's up to him. And like I said, it was a Bitcoin or 10 ounces of silver or 5 ounces of silver. So.
He says 50-50 now. You're swaying him a little bit.
Swaying him? Well, okay, then I'll if I say that by getting the silver rounds from Ernie, you'd have to talk to Ernie, that might sway him to get the Bitcoin. I don't know. But no, Ernest Hancock's been a long-time supporter of anti-war, and both him and Tim from Roberts and Roberts started advertising on anti-war. So I want to throw out some plugs for that and let people know that if they want to advertise with anti-war, please contact them. But so it just really was it was exciting to me to see that so many people wanted to support, and Amaji Metals was kind of like, we'd put up 10, and so, no competition there. There should be no surprise that 2 precious metals dealers want to support this. There's a clear pattern there, and you can extrapolate from that as you wish. But anyway, point being, it was just really great to have Megan and Gabriel's support and the Amaji staff. So, yeah, I think everything's successful. We probably could have had more entries, but something like this, it's not how many people, it's the type of people, right? So the type of people that support anti-war, and to have them support it and submit entries or put up prize money or even just promote it. A lot of great media outlets, saw this and said, oh yeah, we'll put that in our newsletter and we'll blast that out. And so I was really happy to get a lot of support that way from various Liberty media outlets, just sharing it and getting the word out. And Liberty.me, of course, got a lot out.
More entrants would have been harder to choose. So
there you go.
Well, can I ask you to? We gotta at least touch on the Martian one, and can I ask you to just scroll down?
Oh, well, here's an honorable mention from Donzo, and I think it's an effect, but maybe it was all original art, or maybe it was definitely, he put a lot of time into it. Hands up, don't shoot. So I shout out there. Let's see, maybe there's some other ones. This is Ford actor.
Like the orchestra, yeah.
Yeah, this is the same one, the rock paper drone. Steve. These were good too. Yeah, I like this one just because it had a lot of pink in it. I don't know. Mother Teresa joke, or a quote rather, not joke. Jimi Hendrix, gotta love Jimmy. I asked John to resubmit that small one there, but I guess that's his entry. Here, Pete Ayers again. That one was a top contender there. Against War, stop funding it. So that was a good one. Here's the Banksy flower thrower again. Okay. So yeah, if we get down, let's encourage these arms. I like that one too.
There's Monty Shahu. I love Monty Shahu.
So you need to spill the beans. These 5 here came. You submitted these to me because you said your friend was super private and didn't want So you got to spill the beans. Who did these here? Because War, Government's Killer App is really like, I love that one. I'm going to use that.
I can't spill anything.
Can't divulge your source. I accused a friend in Canada of being it. I thought it was this guy Chris, and he said, "Nope, not me." So I was wrong. I have no idea who that was, but they were good. I didn't win one. So these down here are all from the same person. Go ahead.
Yeah, just all these. They're just so colorful, so lively, and so crazy. And I think we did have this Martian one picked for a little bit, just because we wanted a really crazy one. But then I think you said that he had already won something. So.
Yeah, the Hillary Looney Tunes was from the same
right.
artist. But you were like, oh, the green-brained Obama thing, and I was like, no, it's Mars Attacks. You've never seen that movie. How have you never seen that movie? And I suppose it's fairly old at this point, maybe 10 years old, but it's a really, I guess why I think it's funny is it's a stupid movie, and these stupid Martians it's so ridiculous. Like, Martians land, they're taking over Earth, and there's these little tiny things with these helmets on, and they look sort of like what you see here, and they talk in this, stupid voice, and it's not like a horror movie. It's a comedy about Mars Attack, right? And there's some fairly famous people in it or whatever, and so to me, this just points out like sort of how ridiculous Obama is. That's why I like it anyway. So yeah. So you guys are just gonna have to go see that movie if you've never seen Mars Attacks. So.
I do like
Dr. Evil. You know that movie, right?
You know what? I know the reference, but I've never actually seen it.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Daniel. All right. That's a problem if the judge doesn't, know pop culture references.
That could be.
But
oh man.
I don't think I can say that on air, but I liked it, right? It was good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Push it. It's 2 words. It is the second word. I think. Maybe not. There's your Hillary. Google 666, man.
I thought the 666 one, when I first saw that, I thought those were Beats logos, and I was so confused. I'm like, what is? I mean, I think Beats is a joke, but what does that have to do with all this?
It's the Phillies. It's just upside down. So, you guys know that? Is that a baseball team still? Nero, yeah, right. No, I don't like attacking politicians as individuals because it's like I think it's worthless, right? Like there's a line of people behind them that want to be despots just like them. So like I don't really go out of my way to attack Obama or Bush or Hillary. I think it's kind of a waste of time because there's somebody right behind them to take their place and be just off.
Right.
But people are certainly free to express themselves, and these are all really great. Do you know the expression is "queer is a $3 bill"? That's where that comes from. So it's Obama.
Yeah, we almost picked
Mike
that
says
one.
I grew up in a cave, in a hole under a cave.
I assume you did, Daniel.
John, tell us about the Internet Explorer one.
Oh, what am I supposed to tell about that one? I'm not.
Tell us why you thought it was.
Oh, I'm not really. Yeah, I was never really sure quite exactly what all of this stuff was supposed to mean together. It's kind of really, there's a lot going on, but I thought it was kind of sad that it looks like the gravestone is supposed to be like the internet, like they're saying the internet is dead because of, I don't know, censorship or whatever. But I thought it was kind of sad that Internet Explorer is equated with the internet enough to put it on the gravestone.
Yeah,
we almost want Internet Explorer to be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I heard it is dead. I heard they're done.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you had it right. I mean, it's death by executive action. 1969 to 2015. The FCC is the gravedigger. Obama's a gravedigger. Obama's Hitler or something. Freedom of speech. Yeah, I mean, so you had it right. You pretty much had it pegged. But I noticed that too. I was like, why Internet Explorer? Why not like just an internet logo or a globe or something? But
Yeah.
because I want Internet Explorer to die. I don't use it. I haven't used it in a long time, so. But yeah, I mean, I'm not criticizing the artist, but I'm not a fan of.
Oh, it was all amazing. Oh yeah.
I don't know. That was it.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Daryl dropped off. I guess he didn't get to say hello, but he did get to win a prize, so that's cool.
He gets his. So yeah, I guess it should be said, like, everyone's going to be emailing me now, like, where's my money? But I will certainly follow up with each of the winners, and I'm actually trying to figure out anti-war, actually shiny badges. My partner Davi makes these wonderful lapel pins for antiwar.com, and I think I might. There were only 13 or 14 submissions, so I'm talking about maybe 3 or 4. So I think everyone's going to win a prize. You can't beat that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I
Definitely.
think unless you're far away. I hate international shipping. But
Send a few millibits.
yeah, so everyone's a winner. I think is the point. And like I said, I'll follow up and with all the winners and loop them in with you guys or whoever with their prize and stuff. And then yeah, that was really great of Liberty.me. We'd sent out that, or I sent that out yesterday. Is everyone is welcome to a free 3-month
Oh
subscription to
yeah.
Liberty.me. So that was a great prize in addition. And I sent that to everyone, even the sponsors and just the people who helped me promote it on their
Yeah.
thing. So not even just people who entered. So hopefully, Liberty.me will gain some really valuable members who have some skills to bring to the table. So and
Yeah, we hope everybody will get over there and check out the site. It's an awesome place. They're the ones putting us on tonight. Uh, Thanks everybody for being here, for watching. Thank you, Drew, for joining us. I guess
thank you guys.
going forward, a couple things. I'm sure the hashtag Don't Expose Evil, that'll be bouncing around Twitter still a little bit, so keep an eye on that. If you want to, we'll be tweeting out these, probably our top, our 5 selections, the runners up. We're going to just announce them on Twitter again so everybody can see them. At Yumi and BTC if you want to follow us. At Bitcoin Not Bombs if you want to follow Drew. BitcoinNotBombs.com. Awesome place. They love Bitcoin and they hate bombs. So definitely a place we want to be. So, and I guess we will call it then. Thanks again, Drew, and thanks everybody for watching.
Cool. Thanks, guys.